Yes, dear friends, to the finale of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So yeah, last episode we left off the final class trial between Hope and Despair had begun. We outed the mastermind who turned out to be none other than Junko Enoshima herself. And yeah, that's pretty much all the major things that happened in the class trial, honestly. So yeah, we're gonna hop into it. Don't know how long this part is going to be, but I'm going to play through it from where I last left off in the previous video to, the ending of this game. That's pretty much just my plan. Also, I'm gonna try to have all of these videos out by this week, because I know I kind of been bullshitting on the uploads. So yeah, I'm gonna try to have this video out, not even this video, but the remainder of what's left of the finale out by the end of this week. Also, I want to also try to get a lot of alsos, but also I'm going to try to get Fatal Bullets finale out now that I actually know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing to get the true ending again, which is the biggest pain in the ass for why I didn't really want to do the finale. But fuck it, I already gave up on Gravity Rush 2. Whenever I'll come back to that, I'll come back to that. But didn't want to repeat of Gravity Rush 2 is basically what I'm getting at. So yeah. With that being said, no more further delay. Let's get into the finale of Class Trial 6. Alright. Okay.
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
Also, I'm pretty sure I brought this up in the previous episode, but I love Junko's changes, her personality shifts.
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating!
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then, we'll have our victory!
I can't wait!
You know, there's something to be said about having a powerful speech with the wrong music in the background just to make your speech, feel like it's not shit.
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken? And those interviews? It must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Thinking back to what Monokuma told us. Oh shit! I gotta remember something from the previous episode. Alright. Thinking back to what Monokuma told us. The memories that were stolen from us and what they must be related to. The motives Monokuma came up with.
You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners.
They just sound like pure sarcasm.
So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
A theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
The theme of the motive Monokuma gave us for the first murder. Monokuma gave us those DVDs. My DVD was footage of my family. Or Sayaka's. Oh, she said Sayaka. I thought she was saying Sakura. See, my mind was everywhere. Or Sayaka's was of her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So for the first murder, the motive we were given was, I would say human connections.
Got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question!
Okay, getting off topic. This form of Junko? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just bugging. Maybe it's because I'm a Persona fanatic. But does this form not remind you of Kawakami from Persona 5 when she's in her maid attire? Like I said, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm bugging, but looking at this, it's just I can see Kawakami in her maid uniform every time.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
For the second murder, the motive theme was, that's when we got those weird envelopes from Monokuma. I mentioned how I used to wet the bed. So the theme for that was the past.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
The theme for the third murder was, the reason Celeste turned to murder was, she wanted to buy a European castle and live there with a bunch of handsome men. So at that time, the motive for murder was simple, greed.
I got it!
What was it, $10 million?
It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
The motive in the case of Sakura's death was, what was it that made Sakura decide to kill herself? It had to do with Monokuma exposing Sakura's secret. So the theme of the murder for the fourth case was either, damn, this is a tough one. Let's say betrayal.
Got it.
Ah, we in there.
In her case, it was betrayal.
Because I could have easily just seen it being blackmail. Easily.
Precisely. You see...
I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode, but you remind me of that one girl whose name I can't remember from Little Witch Academia. The one who likes to create potions. Damn, we should probably go back to watching Little Witch Academia.
Betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the Seed of Despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the Seed of Despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories.
Also, I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous episode, but Secretary Junko kind of
What
bad.
I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
Oh shit, I just remembered. It's what Makoto was dreaming about the entire time, like leading up to Mukro's case. When in his dreams he kept going on like, I have to stay here? Oh shit, wait a minute now.
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Huh? Really? Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
The outside
You
world?
mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there?
Yes.
I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
God damn. You know what? I don't mind staying inside anymore. I'm good. If y'all good, I'm good. You know what? Outside is overrated. You know, we're Gen Z. It's 2019 going on 2020. Outside's overrated.
What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? This whole thing is insane.
That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, cause it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, cause now it's time for the final class trial!
Okay, well then. Shit's getting real. Oh man, if shit wasn't getting real beforehand, it is now.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die!
Why I gotta be a bitch though?
What the fuck happened outside?
Damn!
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
If nobody can remember anything,
Shit.
this is the end
Damn.
for all of us. What other choice do we have?
If I can't remember, is it all over? I mean, how can she show me something so completely incomprehensible and then just say remember? Every single one of us has lost our memories. It really is hopeless after all. No, wait. There's a chance she hasn't forgotten. Yeah, I figured it out. I just forgot the controls real quick.
When it comes to that crate, I don't understand. What's the meaning? Is this another one of?
I mean, what am I supposed to...
Nobody can remember anything.
Boom.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, Toko, I'm gonna ask you to do something you really don't want to do, but that other you, we kind of need that.
She might remember.
Who might remember?
The other Toko. Genocide Jack.
What?
The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
By the way, if you've never looked into split personality and seen how crazy that shit is, it's really crazy. Like, there's science, I'm not gonna say scientific evidence, but it's rumored out there that like there's some personalities to where it's like if you're sick to, if like not sick, but if you're allergic to seafood, your alternate personality can get around something that would biologically kill you. It's some tough shit.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her? No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
It never gets less funny. Like, anytime a man Byakuya is like, yeah, just do it. She's just like, yeah. How many people you know can sneeze on command?
Dun, da, da, da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer.
Man, now that was just the opening to like a Spider-Man villain.
Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
Hey, I don't care at this point.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen.
Aye, aye. Roger, you got it, Captain.
Yo, I think the scariest thing is that fucking cat. Nope, scratch that. I changed my mind. The scariest thing is them is everybody wearing a Monokuma mask.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but of course it does.
Oh, we are fucked.
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do.
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
You know what? As much shit as you can give Genocide Jill, you gotta give her that one. I only answer questions people bother asking. If you don't ask, I'm not gonna give you knowledge on it.
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
The tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
I just imagine Byakuya being like, come anywhere near me and that slithering tongue of yours will be cut out of your mouth.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening.
Oh fuck, it's real. That's terrifying. I can't tell you if it's still happening or if it happened, but let's say middle of the road, it might be ending.
But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
And I'm kind of surprised she just said that with zero hesitation. What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago.
Oh fuck, it's fresh.
It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made.
But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster! Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history! And as a result, in basically no time flat!
The world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
Oh shit. So it's fresh, like very fresh. Like now to anyone saying a year's time is it fresh, motherfucker. If a war started now and lasted for a year, you'd be like, oh, we're fresh out of a war. This is fresh still.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Morose saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
Ah! I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel.
I feel like whoever played Genocide Jug has had a fun ass time with that
Whatever
one.
happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right?
Bitch, yes it do.
The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
Can I change my mind and stay here, please? That is a hellhole. I'm not going out there to that. I'll die.
How can the world just end? It's the world.
And clearly you have never seen Dragon Ball Z before.
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Facts. That's nihilist attitude to the highest degree.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait.
Oh damn, but damn it, man, you weren't.
You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Well, there's only one answer. Baki, I hate to tell you this, but your family might be no more, bruh.
Correct! Well done, peasant!
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
Sounds like a Telltale game. You now see where they stand now.
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Yes, mentally, you need help.
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, I have never seen him that pale
I can
before.
confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone! The Togami family is destined to guide the world!
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I forgot how vulgar Danganronpa can be at times. Fuck. It's been a minute, man.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago. If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
2 years. 2 years. 2 fucking years. 730 days. Just gone.
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
That means we went through our beginning year, became second years. Oh my, what the fuck? Wait, what? 2 years ago? What is that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
As Hero, we might be older than we fucking
I
think.
understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God.
Damn.
So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Still, we have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us. If that's what Juko says, if what Juko says is true, then we first came here 2 years ago. But the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so. So the memories she took from us, our life at Hope's
I
Peak.
got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Oh, man.
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy.
So wait, I got a question. If that's the case, does that mean we stayed our beginning year, our freshman year, rolled over to our second year? So does that mean the tragedy happened during our first year, and then we just stayed another year? Because that would explain the whole, the tragedy happened a year ago, right? I'm not saying that I'm lost. I'm just saying a little bit more clarification.
And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life.
Damn.
That's not possible.
I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if that's the truth, then you have to accept it. Oh, oh, wow. Damn. I feel like I know what it's gonna do.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Oh,
This is
shit.
all
Got
just
him.
surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Well, you're 2 years older.
Everyone's so conflicted.
I don't want to believe it, but I know there's evidence that reveals the time of students we lost.
2 years worth. I could never lose.
We've been living here for— Hell no!
I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything. Heck, I've never even gone to a single class.
Yo, Hero,
No, that's wrong.
you did go to class, my guy. Surprise.
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. What the? This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak. But somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hiro, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
I feel like Kyoko would be one of the people. You had a funeral, right? Picture it. Follow me on this real quick. You had a funeral, right? It's a loved one, someone you really cared about. They died. You're there, not only to say your final goodbyes, but to say your final farewells as you wish them off into the afterlife, right? Everybody is sad, crying, emotional. Then you look into the back, and there's this girl with blonde hair throwing that ass in a circle to a funeral because of how much despair is in the fucking hair. That's Kyoko in a nutshell. That's just how I feel like she would be.
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on?
A lot.
How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right?
And you fucked
And
us.
on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart? Is she talking about the moment we must have lost our memories? I can only think of one time. Just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time. And that was... when I fainted.
Got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than... that day.
Yep.
When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall. When I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey! 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, but
But by that point, We'd already spent 2 years together at the school.
Yo, this reminds me of that Adam Sandler movie. I think it was called 50 First Dates, which basically, if you've never seen it, go watch it. But long story short, Adam Sandler was intrigued by a girl. He met her. They chatted. They promised to be up tomorrow. They meet the next day. She doesn't remember this nigga. Come to find out, she has amnesia, and for some reason, her brain always repeats a certain date. So what Adam Sandler basically does is he just keeps going on dates with her each and every day, since she can't remember him. So basically, if he fucks up one date, he can just come back the next day and just be like, ah, well, time to start anew.
That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Yeah, I'm confused. Wait, what?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
I don't want your love. I want out this bitch.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
The ultimate despair? All mankind.
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness.
Except for Mukuro. Looked like somebody shut her dog in front of her. She's trying her hardest to not be emotional about it.
Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing.
Oh fuck! It was just more so the idea of, I wonder if we can, and you just did it, huh?
Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it, and now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened. Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once. So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter. That's right. It was transformed into a shelter. I said it twice.
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
The one who turned Hope's Peak Academy into a shelter and isolated us here. Headmaster.
I got it! It could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits.
The irony. Oh man, we need to break down these windows and whatnot to escape. Come to find out, shit, we're the ones who put these up. God damn, why do we do such a good job?
Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
Like I said, the irony. We need to get out of here. We need to pull these metal sheets off to get out of here. Come to find out, we broke it. God damn it, why were we so efficient at this?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You only let us live so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why
Well, why don't you tell me?
What the mastermind did to show everyone an outside world. That was... Oh, I think I know what it is. Wait, what? I am so confused. Okay, not you. Hijack, okay. I was confused for a second. I was looking like...
Now I understand. You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about.
I mean, to be fair, that's not actually a bad plan at all. Hey, let's take this thing that people put a lot of faith in and show them, hey, look at all this terrible shit that is also, you know, that is attached to this thing. How many people will start losing faith? If a lot of, like, getting off topic for a second, but like, just in general, let's say, I don't know, religion, right? Let's say your favorite religion. Let's say your favorite religion, no matter what it is, the one you practice, praise, and regurgitate to people, right? Let's say you come to find out that all along the religion you praised also secretly just had some pedophiles in your ring. How long would you stay attached to that religion? Not long. Not long at all. Same shit here. Hey, look at this thing. You see this thing? Hope Peak Academy, which people have high praise for? Yeah, look at all these killings happening in a place which is supposed to be the epitome of hope. How many of you would look and be like, oh, it's that bad? Shit, the world's fucked. Yeah, not a bad plan.
The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Yeah, you know what? I've seen that minigun you have strapped up near the locker rooms, near the pool. Yeah, if that's just one example, goddamn.
Expelled them?
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
Ooh.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
How treasured were they to the... That's not really treasuring. That's more so, hey, I just know you guys better than everyone else. You guys will do perfect for what I got in store. I don't think that's saying that they're treasured. It's like, nah, it's more like I was just keeping tabs on you.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too! Like right fucking now!
Truth? Full of despair?
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other? For nothing?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
I love how she tries to save face. She reminds me of everybody who I've ever told a dark joke to. And they want to laugh so fucking bad, but you try to save face and be a good Samaritan and not laugh. I just sit there and be like, no, don't even do it to yourself. You were just sitting there giggling not too long ago. Don't try to play goody two shoes now.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Huh?
Oh.
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself. So I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
Oh!
If so, what then?
I think I remember what Schrodinger's cat was.
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all gunners for sure. Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Why would we trust you when you set all this shit up to begin with?
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you.
Why is his voice familiar? After this, I'm looking at Makoto's voice. I'm pretty sure I did this once before, but I gotta look up Makoto's voice after this, because his voice is so familiar to me for some reason. It's like I've heard it before. It's like I've heard it in another anime before.
For the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them!
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple. You stole our memories. Invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner.
Wait, is your voice actor wouldn't happen to be the same person who voiced Reno Kumara from Blue Exorcist, would it? Because the similarities are fucking hitting right now. Like, when Makoto talks now, I know I'm getting way the fuck off track, but when Makoto talked just now, the thing I remembered was the episode, it was like episode 2, I think, where Ren and his brother, I forgot his brother name, but Ren and his brother ended up going to the school for exorcists, and they got into the fight, and they got into a fight while was killing demons there. I just remember that. It was tough. I'm about to go watch that episode after this. That scene was tough.
It's all your fault!
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did ya? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish Hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me, and punish everyone on the side of Hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry, I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this.
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
Huh. So this is what hell is. You're tormented by the sins of your past until you die, and you can't kill yourself to end it sooner. Oh shit. Now, how many of you would that just fuck over in a matter of days, if not months, if you manage to live that long? You unintentionally, I'm not gonna say unintentionally, but thanks to the way things were set up, you ended up killing your own classmates, people who you have known for over 2 years. You don't remember a thing about them besides the actions they have performed during this killing game. And then, if we lose, we all have to sit here and live with that fact until we die. We can't fight with one another. We can't kill one another to end our suffering faster. we have to sit here, grow old, and die with the sins of our past constantly haunting at us, eating away what life we have left. That, my dear friends, is what hell is. That is what hell is. Easily. The most creative form of torture, a form of torture that you yourself could not come up with mentally, because you wouldn't even think of that. And then it keeps going forever. That would suck. What?
I mean, we just
have to live with that fact.
We'd have to just live here? She's saying she'll let us live!
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Yeah, no matter what, we're fucked. We stay here, live with what the fuck we did, and die. Or we go out to the real world and we can die faster and not have our sins eat at us for what the hell we've done while we were in here. I mean, if I'm being real, I guess I would take my chances. I don't know. I don't want to live with that guilt. Fuck that. At least if I leave, I can hang myself and call it a day. If I stay here, if I try anything that's considered killing, which would be even suicide, it's prevented instantly. And you're just like, nope, no. You have to live with this.
Wait a sec. I just got hit with an inspiration bomb.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Dying of old age is boring as shit, right?
Yeah.
The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all. So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment.
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down. Makoto, you're up.
Me?
Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
The hell type of peace is that?
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Sacrifice me? But that's...
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
You know, I definitely had faith in them. Until you brought up the fact that killing me would save the rest of them. Then I started shitting myself like, uh-oh. Hey, yo, it might not end good for any of us.
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Okay, so that's the perfect setup for Kyoko. It's like, Kyoko, I know you hate your father, but I can't say, Kyoko, you gotta say fuck your father. I'm trying to live. That seems petty as shit, but at the same time, it's like, Kyoko, I kind of want you to say fuck your father so I can live. Please?
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
You know, I don't know how far I can get, but I'm pretty sure I can get the fuck up out of here before I see the end goal.
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair. We're not gonna lose to you.
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well,
Yeah, by the way, that's Junko's real voice.
it's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Life!
The final vote. This is it. The ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone. I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up. To live in despair. That's not really living at all. Alright.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll
So
never
here's what you gotta
give
do for
up.
this. Hope.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Hope.
Don't lose hope now.
Everyone needs
All my
hope.
fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right? So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we? I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me. So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
That's what I like
We
to
won't
see.
give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Don't lose hope now.
Yo, I'll push your to the very end. Alright? It's not just y'all lives, it's mine on the line, alright? So please, please, for the sake of me, don't lose hope. Okay? Please don't. Like, when you see it, grab it. Don't let go. Ever.
I've been thinking about all this. And I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right? No. I think that's definitely what she'd say. Which is why yeah! I've made up my mind!
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here